The review replies that you're most proud of are the ones about to disappear, not the angry ones, the calm, detailed ones, where you walk through exactly what happened to show the customer was wrong. Those are the ones getting pulled, and a few of them have cost business owners 5 figures. Now, here's what changed. Someone pulls up your business profile, scrolls through a review, and right underneath the response, there's a report option now. Report owner response. One click, short form, off-topic profanity, bullying, harassment, discrimination, or hate speech, or personal information, meaning things like an address or a phone number. They choose one, hit submit, Google takes a look, and if the reply broke a rule, it comes down. Sometimes the profile starts getting extra attention after that, which is its own headache. The whole thing takes like 8 seconds. Any customer can do this. It takes no account, no login, nothing. Now, losing a reply is the cheap version, though. The 5-figure version is a different mistake, and it's sitting in replies that sound completely reasonable. Let's talk about the obvious offenders first. I've read replies that open with, "You're lying." Clearly, this is a personal attack, reportable on day one. And I've read plenty that try to sound reasonable while doing something even worse. Something like, "We already have your payment details on file. We'll sort this out offline." Now, that owner thought he was being helpful. What he actually did was publish in front of every single future customer the fact that this person's card is sitting in his system. That's the category that actually costs money. Now, the Office for Civil Rights at HHS has been going after healthcare businesses in exactly this area. Elite Dental in Dallas paid $10,000 after answering a review with the patient's last name, her health condition, her treatment plan, her insurance, and what it cost. Then, investigators went through the rest of the page and found the same thing done to other patients. New Vision Dental in California paid $23,000 for using patients' full names when those patients had posted under a handle on purpose. A mental health provider in New Jersey paid $30,000, even when the reviewer identified themselves. Real name. They said exactly what procedure they had. The business owner's reply confirming they were a patient is still the violation. The obligation is on the business, and that holds whether you're a dentist or a roofer. Now, these don't move fast. The New Vision complaint got filed in 2017. The penalty landed in 2022. It took 5 years for that reply to turn into a bill. Now, if you're not in healthcare, you're probably not going to get the federal letter. But now that report button is the enforcement for everyone else. And it pulls a bunch of replies that most owners would swear are fine. Here's the article on the dental practice. Here's the article on the other one, disclosing information replying to Yelp reviews, for $23,000. The long defensive paragraph where you lay out the whole timeline is off topic under Google's own list. Going back and forth until it turns into an argument, that lands under harassment. And the private detail you drop to prove the customer wrong, that's the personal information rule, word for word. No interpretation needed. None of these feel like violations when you're typing them at 9 p.m. after a bad job. They read like violations to a stranger 3 months later. And a stranger is going to be the one to read them because of how people actually shop. When you watch someone check out a business on Google, they don't read all of the 5-star reviews. They open the reviews, they hit the button to sort by lowest first. That's the default behavior for anyone spending real money, which means your replies to the 1-star reviews get read more than everything else on your profile. Your gracious thank you on a 5-star is nearly invisible, but your snippy comeback on a 1-star is the first thing a potential buyer sees, and someone else reads it too. Google's AI, Gemini, inside maps and the overviews reads the words in reviews and the words in your responses. Somebody asks for a plumber who can come out same day, or an HVAC company that works on a specific brand, and the system hunts for those details in the text. Your reply sits right underneath. A defensive wall excuses is noise. Short, and naming the service or the outcome hands it another usable piece of information about you. So the reply that keeps you out of trouble is the same reply that helps the AI recommend you. One version of writing solves both, and it's probably easier than what you're doing right now. A few sentences. Talk about the specific thing that they mentioned. 5 stars. Thank them. Name the job. Thank you for the kind words. Glad the water heater swap went smooth. Appreciate you taking the time. That reply just told the AI, you do water heater swaps and they go smooth. 1 star. Apologize that it missed the standard. and offer to have them reach out to the office. Move it off the platform. Sorry the experience didn't meet the standard we aim for. Give us a call at the number on the profile so we can figure out what happened and make it right. Don't use their name. Don't say what they bought. Don't say what they owe, and never call someone a liar in public. Response rate still counts. Profiles that answer everything show more activity, and Google's treated consistent management as a trust signal for a really long time. The button doesn't change that math, it just raises the bar on what those responses should say. So pull up your last 20 responses and start with the ones under 3 stars. Anything that names the reviewer negatively, shares a detail that they didn't share first, or argues the facts in public, edit it or pull it. We run that audit for every client we take on, and the checklist is sitting in the AI SEO Mastery group. If you're interested in it, there's a link to the group below. That's your half of the text fixed. The other half is the review itself, and that's where most businesses leave the biggest piece on the table. Most places still send the generic, please leave us a review text. That might get you 5 stars, but if it does, it's going to say, great service, thanks, or something equally vague. It'll hold your star average up, but it won't do anything for you past that. No service in it, nothing to match against what anybody is actually searching. So we changed the ask at my agency. After every job, the owner sends a short personal text. Hey Marcus, thanks for choosing us. Would you mind sharing what we fixed and how it went? That's the whole thing. And it produces reviews that mention the service, the outcome, how fast it happened, sometimes the tech by name. Those are the sentences Ask maps, and the overviews read when they decide who to put in front of somebody. And it follows all of Google's current guidelines on requesting reviews. So fix the replies, change the ask, and start getting reviews that actually say something. And then Google sometimes deletes them anyway. This happens to profiles that don't do anything wrong, and there is a pattern to which ones get hit. I went through that in this next video right here.